What's going on, guys? PJ Quinn here. I'm coming to you from the UK. I just want to say a few words about my man Greg Walker, the big dreamer. Boy, where do I start? The big dreamer, he's a man that can plant a seed of fire deep inside your soul. And when Greg speaks, this seed ignites and it will engulf you in motivation, in inspiration. I've got a man of Bruce Lee up on one shoulder and Muhammad Ali on the other shoulder, and neither of these two guys can inspire or motivate me as much as the big dreamer. This guy is a legend. Big dreamer will set your world on fire. He will change your outlook, your perspective. Big dreamer is the future, man. If you don't know about big dreamer, you need to get to know. This is PJ Quinn, live from the UK. Big dreamer, keep doing what you're doing, my man. Drop the mic, flip the table, let's go, man. Awesome, buddy.
Hi, my name is Frank Salas. I go by the name of The Talented Mr. Salas, and I've had the pleasure of being in the audience with Greg Walker, the big dreamer, and he just motivated me. Right now, I am sitting in my suite in Las Vegas, and I have an international sold-out conference, my first ever, and I've been doing social media for less than a year, and it's all because of the big dreamer. He taught me that it's okay to dream big. It's okay to be different. It's okay to stay in on a Friday night. It's okay to stay in on Saturday. It's okay to focus on your goals, because it's hard work always pays off. And the vibe, the energy, the just care, the dedication, the commitment really comes through when he's on stage. If you're looking for somebody to motivate your staff, your school, your university, your organization, you have to bring on Greg Walker, the big dreamer. He will change your life, he will change the staff's life, and he will make everybody around himself rise as a true leader, as all true leaders do. He just uplifts people. He's somebody that brings the best out of every single person, and he uses his skill of using his voice, his speech, his energy, his excitement, everything conveys. You have to hire Greg Walker, the big dreamer. When you do, your business will be more prosperous. Greg, I would not be here if it wasn't for you. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart.
The big dreamer.
Big dreamer.
Big dreamer.
Big dreamer. Big dreamer. The big dreamer.
Big dreamer. Big dreamers. The big dreamers.
The big dreamer. Big dreamer. Big dreamer.
The big dreamer.
It's the big dreamer. He's the real deal. He's a blessing.
What's going on, guys? PJ Quinn here. I'm coming to you from the UK. I just want to say a few words about my man Greg Walker,
I think
big
we're on
dreamer.
rewind.
Boy,
Folks,
where do I
the man who can tell you about dreaming. Once again, Greg Walker.
I just wanted to hear your voice again, Maggie. How you guys doing? Where's my brother with the Podium Pro, so I can be on time? Oh, you got it right there? Okay. Everyone turn, please. Turn to the person to your left or right of you and say, unleash your dream.
Unleash your dream.
See, we are here today with a lot of powerful people. And Monica, where's Monica at? Monica. You.
Yes, sir.
You were my 10th sister.
Oh, am I?
Yes. I want you guys all to look down on the floor. Y'all see pigeons? You see pigeons?
No.
So who are you surrounded by?
Eagles.
That's right. See, I'm called the big dreamer. Not in a good way. Not in a good way. People used to laugh at me. I come from Columbus, Ohio. You know, my wife forgot to put, I forgive her. She forgot to put my mentor, Les Brown, who did a video for me. He's writing it for my book. But in Columbus, Ohio, I was born on the south side of Columbus, Ohio, with 15 brothers and sisters. I'm 13. 13. Now, people know me. They know my glory. They see me riding around in my Ferraris, my Lamborghinis. They see my big house. But they don't know my story. But now they do. Because Les Brown got me to tell my story 3 years ago because I was ashamed to tell it. See, I'm 13 out of 16 children. My father had 18 brothers and sisters. My mother had 16 brothers and sisters. I have 14. Not one of them graduated high school. Not one of them made it past the 9th grade. So my first dream was to make it past the 9th grade, to become the first. And it started in 1981, where my future wife, who I grew up with since the 4th grade, been married to her 29 years, we're sitting in class, and the principal sends a young man, said, Mr. Walker, you went at the principal's office. I'm like, it's first day of school, he gonna give me something. I'm about ready to get something. This big southern white man who was teaching at an all-black school, he should have never been a teacher. And he has some papers, and he throws them down. He says, young man, I'm gonna have you sign those papers in a couple weeks. I said, what are those papers? He said, those are the papers that your 12 siblings before you signed to drop out of high school. And he looked at me and says, young man, you're number 13. Has anyone ever told you that's an unlucky number? I was devastated. I left there. I'm dropping out of school. He's right. I'm dropping out. I'm walking, pushing people in the locker. I almost hit the woman I've been married to for 29 years because I was crying. I thought, I'm a failure now, right? But there's a little small black woman named Miss Renee Rivers, who my 28-year-old PhD daughter is named after. I was leaving the high school. Someone grabbed my elbow, I turned around, I just wanted to hit her, I just wanted to knock her teeth out. But I thought it was a student. It was my teacher, Miss Renee Rivers, who I nicknamed Little Rose after Rosa Parks. She said, Greg, what are you crying for? Young man, what's wrong with you? And I said, Miss Rivers, what are you doing here? She said, I'm checking on my former students, you being one of them. And your little redheaded girlfriend said that you ain't here. I said, this school isn't for me. What do you mean this school isn't for you, Gregory? Ms. Rivers, you know my family. You read about my families. You're my 7th and 8th grade teacher. You know my brother did death row. Killed 4 people in Columbus, Ohio, 6 people in Texas, 1982. My sisters are prostitutes. I didn't speak till I was 11 years old because I watched my father murder my mother. When I saw my mother at the bottom of the stairs, 7 years old, he said, boy, that's what happens when you open your effing mouth. It was Les Brown that helped me with a psychologist to figure out why I didn't speak. So that day when Miss Rivers, she pulled my arm, she brought me down to the principal's office, she said, boy, sit down. She always called me boy. Sit down, boy. I tell people in my book, when Mr. Rivers slammed that door, I never realized a small Christian woman could curse and scream as loud as she did. But she did that for me. When she came out, she says, boy, stand up. She pointed at me, she says, Gregory, you are not your mother and father. You are not your brother and sisters. You are you. And if I have to hold your hand to get you through high school, that's what I will do. A month before graduation, she grabbed me in. She says, Gregory, come into the class. I said, Miss Rivers, what are you doing here again? 3 other female teachers. See, I have a fondness for women because women saved me. So there they are saying, she says, Gregory, sit down. I said, Miss Rivers, what's going on? What are you guys here for? She said, you're not going to graduate high school. You need a 1 point, you have a 1.9 grade point average, Gregory. You have to have a 2. I played football at University of Florida. You need a 2 point to go to Gainesville, Florida, right? You have 1.9. We're going to risk our jobs. We're going to change your grade so you can walk across that stage. Now, people say she should have went to jail, right? And I tell people, was it legally right for Rosa Parks to sit in the back? Yes, it was. There's a law, right? But was it morally right? Was it morally right? My 16 nieces and nephews I raised, I have 2 nieces that are in a motel that Sandy and everybody else met last night. The 16-year-old girl, remember, I always talk about foundation, right? Foundation is everything. I'm the first person to ever make it past 9th grade. My daughter got a PhD, right? The little girl in that room over there that Sandy met last night, she was born to my baby sister at 11 years old. At 11, right? 16, Maggie, she's going to Princeton University next year. 16 years old. 16, right? So it all started with Miss Renee Rivers, who changed my grades, who walked me across the stage. And when I graduated, I got a standing ovation. Standing ovation. You know who was in that crowd of 2,000 people? Not one of my brothers and sisters, not one of my family. Mrs. Rivers, her husband, her 3 kids, and my wife and her family. And when I walked across that stage in 1984, I stepped off, and Miss Rivers says, Gregory, what did that man say to you? What did he say to you? I said, Miss Rivers, no, I'll go up and point him out right now and tell him in front of these 2,000, what did he say to you? I said, Miss Rivers, he looked at me and said, Gregory, I was wrong about you. You are not your family. Go show the world what you can do. And he did. I became the first one ever to make it past the 9th grade. Right? So Monica talked about, there ain't no pigeons. Stop living with the pigeons. I don't hang with pigeons. See, people told me I could not do. They called me a big dreamer. What big dreamer? You gonna be the only boy out of 9 not to go to prison? Yep. You gonna go to college? Yep. You gonna start a business? I opened 55 Subways and 210 Taco Del Mars across the country. See, they told me what I was gonna be. You're gonna be in prison. You're gonna go to prison. You're gonna be in the streets. You're gonna be the first boy not to have a baby under 14 years old. You're a big dreamer, man. I am a big dreamer. We all should be a big dreamer. Amen. When I see a young man back here, what's your name, young man, again? When I see this young man, I see it in Columbus, Ohio, and I saw, and it's more in the lower class, white neighborhood, and the black neighborhoods where I'm from. When I see a woman tell her kid, boy, don't you ever dream big like that. My wife and grandma say, you know what? Let me tell you a story about this man right here, my husband, called a big dreamer. What he's done in his life. So don't get around pigeons. Speak words into the young people and everybody. Words have power.
Yes.
Words can start wars. Words can take a man who's sick and make him heal, right? Make him healthy again. So I want all of you guys to understand your dreams are only as big as you can dream them. We talked last night, Sandy and I, when people say, oh, a big dreamer, man, people laughing at me. Shut up. They should be laughing at you. The dream came to me. The dream came to Maggie. The dream came to you. It didn't come to all those people.
That's right.
Why are you worried about other people for?
That's right. Amen.
Because they're going to laugh at you. They laughed at me. They laugh at you. Then they would say, hey, Benjamin, can I come shoot basketball in your house? Can I bowl in that bowling alley in your house? I know I can't fit in the Lamborghini, but can I ride this smooth ride? And I say, I ain't got time. We ain't got time for pigeons, do we, Monica?
All right, now come on.
We ain't got time for pigeons. We soaring with the eagles.
You better say it.
We said we hanging with the eagles. We ain't got no time there because listen, Dr. Dennis Kimbrough said if you are the smartest person in your group, you better get a what?
Another group.
Another group, right? If you find 9 broke people you hang around, what will you become?
10.
That's right. If you are a reader, listen, I didn't read the first book I ever read. Miss Rivers made me read in 1983. Think You Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's a mindset book. So when I was talking to Les Brown, he said, young man, I want you to rename your book, The Dream Grow Rich. That was your first book. It's a mental thing. And then my slogan is how to dream, grind, and hustle your way to success. Because that's all you need is 3 things. A dream, a vision, a daily grind, getting up every morning, doing what you don't want to, and then on the weekends, on your lunch break, on the holidays, you're going to have to put the sauerkraut and stuff down on Memorial Day. You got to work on your dream.
That's right.
Success is easy. Success is not only for the elite. Success is for each and every one of us. Success is for this boy, the only boy to ever make it out of the 9th grade. It's for everybody. But the difference between us and the non-successful people is our belief.
Right.
Is our belief. Everyone in here can do more than what I did. Who in here graduated almost last in class? One. See? Look, we're all going to be successful. So everyone's smarter than me. I am not that smart. If you give me a fraction, I can't do it. Honestly, I can't do it. I pay my accountant to do it. Right? I pay my accountant.
All right.
People say you can't buy your time. That's foolishness. I buy my time. I buy my time. I pay accountants. I don't have to get up in the morning. I retired 11 years ago at 39. Now I speak around the world with people like Les Brown. You can buy your time, right? You can buy and that's what you should be doing, is buying a lifestyle. You shouldn't be in your business 7 days a week. You should be coming back from Hawaii like my niece and I are. I took my niece out of their private school. I paid $11,000 a year for them to go. Ohio State only costs $8,900. Their teacher said, why are you taking them out of school? I said, for the experience. For the experience. That's what we got to teach people, right? So you can buy your time, and I tell you all to buy time. You know, Monica's talking about 7 streams. I spent time with a guy named Warren Buffett, right? Warren Buffett, this white trash kid, the only kid to ever make it out in 9th grade. I spent time with him. He says, young man, how many streams of income do you have? I said, I got 14 siblings, so I have 14 streams. 14. 14. Your money, listen, everyone say this, repeat this please. Money, don't sleep.
Don't sleep.
That's right, you should be making money while you're sleeping. You shouldn't have a linear approach that you work an hour and you get paid, right, Maggie?
Yes,
you shouldn't do that.
Amen.
Now, I'm not saying it's wrong because we all have to start out as a job. I just never liked the job. My wife and I just talked the other day. My wife said, no, dear, I had a nightmare. I said, what was it? That our future grandchildren something happened? She said, no, I had a dream that I had to get a job. I had a nightmare. I woke up in sweats. Like, oh my God, I got a job. Just over broke. Just over broke. See, because the Book of Life, my favorite book, me and Les Brown was just talking the other day. People say, Greg, you know what? You talk a lot about wealth. You know, the Bible says, I said, shut up. Because you're about to say the wrong thing. What? Tell me what you're going to say. The lady says, the Bible says money, no. The Bible says the root of all money. And I'm here.